Burley Minerals has kicked off a fresh round of drilling at its Chubb Lithium Project in Quebec, Canada. The company's Managing Director and CEO, Stewart McCallion, joins me now. Hi Stewart, great to have you on today.
Hello, Carolyn. Lovely to be here. Thank you very much.
So Stewart, between 3,000 to 4,000 metres of diamond drilling is planned at Chubb. What is this next round of drilling testing?
Look, we have a known mineralized zone that's approximately 500 meters long and 240 meters wide. The depth is still open. So first and foremost, there is some infill drilling that we would like to complete to provide a little bit more definition in this mineralized zone. But secondly, we're looking for the extension to the south. And certainly the next thing is obviously to look for parallel dikes to the east.
And the company is also analysing data from a geophysics survey carried out earlier this month. What part of the project area was surveyed and what information gaps will the data fill?
Well, similarly, so the first thing was to look at the geophysics, which is a passive seismic geophysics survey. So it's effectively trying to assess differences in density in an effort to identify where these pegmatite dikes are going. So the first part of the survey was to survey over our known mineralized area so that we can calibrate basically and the geophysics information or data with the known dikes. Then we are looking at, again, the extension of those dikes to the south and also parallel dikes to the east. So as I suggested earlier, we're getting in now to do a little bit of drilling to infill, but the next part of this 3,000 to 4,000 meter drilling program will be looking at that southern extension and looking at where we're looking for parallel dikes to the east of our known mineralized zone.
You're in a Tier 1 lithium province. The Chubb project is centred within the Manville Deformation Corridor. Can you explain the significance of this position?
It's not entirely different in terms of the age of the rocks of what we have here in Western Australia. If you imagine we just sort of tilt it 90 degrees, we've got a fairly large greenstone belt here that extends from Kalgoorlie all the way up to Meekatharra effectively. Now, that same rocks or a very similar rock system or geological system extends from Val-d'Or all the way across to Timmins in Ontario, and it's been a known gold center for well more than a century. Now, the age of the rocks and some of the felsic, that is the sort of feldspar, silica-rich intrusions that we know about this system, align up really nicely with the opportunity for pegmatite and particularly spodumene-bearing pegmatite intrusions, and which is what we're looking at, and which is what we have found, obviously, at Chubb. And by the way, which is what is being mined right now at North American Lithium, which is merely 10 kilometers away from the Chubb Lithium Project, just outside of Val-d'Or, Quebec.
And Stuart, in today's announcement, the company mentions it's well funded to continue exploration after 3 million Canadian dollars in flow through. What other work is planned over the next 6 months?
Well, that's a great question, Carolyn, and certainly we are keen to keep working on the Chubb Lithium Project. We will continue this drilling program. We'll have to stop for a very short period at the end of September because it's moose hunting season. So there will be a short break in late September, early October, which is great for us because it gives us an opportunity to continue to validate or check the data that we have and plan out our winter drilling program. Again, there are some areas at the Chubb Lithium Project which are a little bit wet, say in the summertime, but when the ground freezes over, it makes it very easy to drill. So those are some areas, again, to the south and to the east of where we are working at the moment, which will be facilitated during the winter when the ground is frozen over. So we'll go back, check our data now, and then get back into it and plan out a drilling program for later in this calendar year and earlier in the new year. In addition, we will be starting, and I'll provide some more details later in the month or earlier next month, rather, around a metallurgical test work program. That is basically looking at the opportunity or really how well this ore body beneficiates and what kind of spodumene recovery we could get. Again, very preliminary, but it just gives us an indication where this ore body is going from a metallurgical test work point or metallurgical and flow sheet point of view.
Stewart McCallion, Managing Director and CEO of Burley Minerals, thank you for your time today.
Carolyn, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much.